started an opportunity for politicians to state what they would want to see changed in the constitution. One of the proposals exciting governors is a proposal to add another tier of government. Our senior political affairs reporter Kennedy Mureithi is still in Mombasa and speaks to Kakamega Senator Cleophas Malala on this. And Kennedy, what is the mood really with regards to some of these issues that have been raised in these rallies?
Well, a very good afternoon to you, Zainab, and it is an interesting thing that you've even asked that question. Is this conversation has not just started here in Mombasa. It is a conversation that was started in Kisii when the BBI rally started. It picked up in Kakamega, and now here in Mombasa it was amplified when most of the governors who were given an opportunity to speak actually spoke of the fact that they need this regional representation. This conversation was started 2 years ago, again in Kakamega, by former Prime Minister and ODM leader Raila Odinga when he addressed the devolution conference. And in his address, Raila Odinga was very categorical that it was time that the country thought of another tier of government, and this is another tier of representation. There was a bit of a lull when that conversation started, but with these BBI 2 rallies that have already started and going around the countries, it seems to be gaining momentum. And yesterday we actually even saw one of the recommendations from the coastal people that were read through Governor Amason Kingi of Kilifi is that they want representation that is regional. But what is not coming out clear is whether they will be using the economic blocks that they do have right now as counties to advance this agenda, or we will be taking the form of representation that was the 8 provinces, and there will be 8 regional governors or whatever they will be called at that particular time, so that they will be representing and they will be retaining the structure of representation that is the 47 county governments. It is a conversation that is just starting, and coming this week it will be interesting to see how will this conversation pick. But yesterday I was having a conversation with Kakamega Senator Cleophas Malala, who immediately after the rally at the Mamangina grounds approached me and said this is not something that is workable. But we just want to hear from him. What are your comments on this, and why do you say that it is not something that is workable, introducing the 3rd tier of government?
First of all, I must say that we need to remain cognizant of the fact that we exist in a already constitutionally formed environment, and the promulgated Constitution of 2010 clearly stated under Article 174 the objects of devolution, and one of the objects of devolution was to enhance self-governance to communities, to protect minority communities. If we go back to the defunct provincial system, I think we shall be not working in the spirit of the objects of devolution. We shall be weakening devolution as it is right now, and we all want counties to be empowered. We will still achieve what the governors want to achieve through the regional governments, through the economic blocks that have already started forming. We have, like in Western region, we have the Lake Region Economic Block, which to me, I think those economic blocks will still achieve the objectives of what the governors are pushing. And I want to state here that I think the push for the regional governments is purely an egocentric agenda from the 2nd-term governors who still want to be in power. So I would want to request them that let this constitutional audit and constitution review process that has been initiated through BBI, let us not have egocentric agendas in it. Let us have proposals which are going to help this nation, not for now, but even for the coming generations.
But then again, you must have realized as a politician that when a conversation started, the only thing that people need to first of all agree on is that let us change the constitution, and some of these proposals were bound to come. But one of them, you're saying that it is egocentric, but to them they're looking at political survival, and that is what politicians do. Probably you are a young legislator. If it so happens that you're given an opportunity to serve, and by the time you're given an opportunity by the Kenyans to serve 10 years, you're still young, do you retire from politics, or do you then again go into this representation that is going to be given?
All these politicians should remain alive to the fact that they need to give space to even the young politicians who are coming up. They can never be in leadership all their life. They need to take cognizance of the fact that they are in leadership right now. Let them do whatever they can do during their time. If they are done, they'll move on. Barack Obama was the president. He retired at a very early age. He has moved on. He's doing other things. So let them not have this mentality that they must remain in leadership forever. And therefore, as a young leader and as a person who was chosen or elected to represent the young people, I am really against this idea of harboring leadership which has already served for a very long time. We've seen people who are elected 20, 30 years ago still wanting to remain in power. Let them give space for the young leadership which is mushrooming.
Well, Zainab, it's still a conversation that is started, and just as we've said, it was yesterday when that proposal was given, and we also saw that even Amason Kingi, that is the governor of Kilifi, making a proposal that if it is possible, let us even split the coast region to be in two, so that probably he gets one side of it and Governor Joho gets the other side. There were also proposals that we should expand government and have 9 top seats that are going to accommodate each and every person. So it is a conversation, and there are varied reasons or there are varied suggestions that are coming up, and it is something that we want to keep a close eye on as we prepare our evening bulletin, so that we can give an incisive view on what really happening. We are going to have the Mwananchi voice. We're going to have some of the leaders speak into this story, just to get an understanding and a full understanding of where do they want to go. Next week, the BBI rallies go into the Lower Eastern, and it as they also consolidate and make sure that they go through the country by the end of February, so that they can see whether a referendum could be held in this year. It is a conversation that is started, and NTV will be